Today is a brand new day, and that means a brand new VR mod to check out. And today's target is F.E.A.R VR. F.E.A.R VR. And I think that stands for First Encounter Assault Recon? First Encounter Assault Recon? Sounds right, but it also sounds completely wrong. Now, I'm a big fan of F.E.A.R. I haven't played it in a very long time, but I loved the game when it came out. This is a first-person shooter with some kind of Max Payne-y bullet time elements. You can slow time down and take people out, but it's also a horror game. You're kind of hunted and stalked by a Ring-esque, Grudge-esque looking girl called Alma. I was pretty excited to find out there was a VR mod, but I'll say this to you right now. Do not play it with VR arms enabled, because you'll end up with this horrific claw serpent arm thing that I've got going on here. This kraken from the deep. No, don't like these. Gonna turn these off straight away. That's better. Floating gun and a floating torch. Now, I'm gonna come straight out and say it. This is another one of these AI-generated, AI-coded, vibe-coded VR mods. And I'm kind of going to use this video as a little bit of an example, or an opportunity, I should say, to chat a little bit about the issues that this advent of AI-coded VR mods is kind of going to bring us as a community. Because on the one hand, it's really cool that I can now play F.E.A.R in full VR, and I can experience all these very good old physics in virtual reality. These physics are nuts for an older game. Like, I guess back then, like, that's what they had to focus on. Don't know where that hissing's coming from. Maybe it's just the pipes above me. Back then, they had these physics to focus on, and they wanted to make them as good as physically possible. It wasn't about making the visuals as good as physically possible, although this is probably the height of how visuals looked back then. I do remember this game looking amazing when it came out. But yeah, that's kind of besides the point. I can now play this amazing classic game in VR, thanks to a vibe-coded, AI-generated VR mod. So, hello.
Hey, bro. What
You alright?
took you so long?
Well, oh, it really didn't take me that long.
Find a way around.
I came through the front door and I shot a rat, and that was about it. So on the one hand, oh, big positive, big thumbs up. I can play games like BioShock. I can play games like F.E.A.R. Ocarina of Time also has one. There's a bunch more in development that aren't even kind of public knowledge yet. That's a big thumbs up. That's pretty cool. On the other hand, there are a bunch of negatives. Why did that one go so much bigger? Now there's one massive eye and one small eye. And those ones aren't even leaving holes. Now, one of the issues is the fact that... Oh, that was cool. A lot of the developers, a lot of the modders that are making these mods are making them purely... Health upgrade. Purely for themselves. They're not making them really for public consumption. Yes, they're releasing them. It's all open source. They're kind of putting the mod out there so that other people can play it, but they're not building them for other people. Now, that isn't going to be the case with all of these mods. The two different BioShock VR mods that have both appeared this week, they have developers working on them that are really engaged with the people giving feedback, and they're making changes, and I genuinely think they want to make the best mods possible, which is great. Great news for the VR community. Brilliant stuff. On the other hand, ooh, the tilers did a terrible job in this hallway. They all just fell off. On the other hand, mods like this one have devs who, and I'm not throwing shade here, aren't really interested in solving other people's problems. So, Die! I've been trying to get this set up for a few days. But it is quite a finicky... Every time I try and talk, it is quite a finicky little VR mod. When I play this with virtual desktop, it runs like a slideshow. It's almost unplayable. When I play it with wireless Steam VR link, absolutely unplayable. If I play it with a wireless Meta link, absolutely unplayable. This only works for me if I play it very specifically with a wired Meta link using the Steam VR API or the Steam VR runtime. That's the only way I can get it to play like it's playing now, and it's still not perfect. It's not the highest frame rate. But I gave that feedback to the dev, and they were like, run it through ChatGPT, see what it says. And I'm like, oh, okay. I understand now that you're not really here as a modder who wants to build something amazing for the community, or you at least don't want to try and fix my problem. You've built something for you, and now it's on me if I want to fix my problems. We're going to encounter that way more. Off we go. Now, this isn't me saying that if you're a VR modder, unpaid, by the way, because they all are, you have to, you know, bow to the whims of the VR community and fix everything that they want you to fix. That's certainly not what I'm saying. But I think as players and as a community, we might need to get used to devs or people in this space.
Hold on a sec.
Thanks, mate. You go in first. That's it. Kick that door. Okay, it's all gone all slow-mo now. Feels a bit weird when it goes slow-mo. And he's evaporated. He's been Thanos'd. I was born here. In this room. Bloody horrible place to be born. Why were you there at my birth? That's really strange. So yeah, I think as a community of players, as a community of people who love VR, I think we might just need to get used to the fact that more of these mods that pop up, and there will be more, there will be many more, we can't really expect there to be much support, customer support, back and forth, bug fixing, changing, iterating. People are going to design these things with AI, throw them out there, and then just walk away. Oh, that fella's having a bloody bad day. Bloody terrible day.
We need you up here.
Oh, good God, where'd you come from? Oh! Frame rate really isn't that great. Like, it feels like there is a slight delay. But it is playable. This is the most playable I've got this thing to be, which is great. Another negative point for the potential of all these kind of VR vibe-coded mods coming out is the fact of safety in general, just safety and security. What kind of due diligence are people doing that are developing these things to ensure they're not creating just these backdoors into people's PCs? And I don't fully understand it, but this isn't something that's been carefully created by a person. This is a program just acting on all of the open source knowledge that it can get hold of to build something that someone's told it to build. And we don't know what other code is in there, how secure it is, how safe it is to be running these on our PCs. So I think every time you install one of these kind of AI vibe-coded mods, there's a risk involved. Bonk! Oh, that bloody sucks, doesn't it? Doesn't that happen in Condemned as well? Was Condemned developed by the same people?
The dead man's name was Charles Hamburger.
Great. Hamburger!
I remember him.
Alright. Oh, I've got a proper gun now. Check that out. I've got a little SMG. And I'm in the bit of the game where things get good, but we might not get there in this video because this mod is causing me a ton of issues. It's crashed a bunch.
Find that gate control yet?
I'm gonna go look for it now. It's crashed a bunch in this very short recording session. I'm trying to find it, mate. Alright, you're such a knob. Brother, where is the gate control? Is it down here? Oh, I reckon it might be down. Oh, yeah. Here we go, here we go. So yeah, this is causing me a ton of issues. My Meta Quest Link has crashed a bunch. Steam VR has crashed a bunch of times. I don't know that it's the mod that's causing that, but part of me is thinking maybe. But based on the kind of, and again this kind of leads into what I've been saying, the almost slapdash way that the mod has been created. Like, it hasn't been built with certain PCs or components or combinations of components in mind. It is just an AI tool looking at existing code for other projects and applying it to this game. So there's also going to be issues in terms of performance, in terms of crashes, in terms of incompatibility with people's PCs. AI vibe-coded mods aren't going to be something that just immediately fixes all of VR's existing problems. Yes, we are going to get some gems from it. Come on through, guys. I found the gate control. We are going to get some gems from it, and we're going to get some amazing experiences that we're going to be blown away by. I know that. Like, BioShock is going to be so good when that mod is fully developed. But we're also going to get a lot of crap. And a lot of stuff where people aren't necessarily willing to help you fix your very specific issue. Because it isn't their problem. Oh! And they didn't sign up for this. Oh, the cutscenes are pretty cool, though. Look at this. Whoa! There she is. Spooky ghost freak. Oh, he's gonna get mangled. Do they just turn to smush? Oh, your feet have gone through the floor. Oh, yeah, there they are. Dead on the floor. Just turned to skeletons, and now it's just me, all on my own, hunting Alma. So, look, I'm not here hating what these people are doing, but I do feel somewhat conflicted about it. I have my own feelings about AI, and I'm starting to very quickly see the potential issues. Ooh. You alright, mate? I don't think he's alright. I think he's going to die. Okay, we've got some people to shoot in here. Hold on. I will talk again in a moment after I've shot that guy in the back. Anyone else? He dead? Oh my god, they take an absolute beating, didn't they? Anyone else? Anyone else? When you get to the action sections of this game, it's going to feel so cool in VR. Like, that first bit is quite boring when you're walking through the building, but all of this stuff, yeah, this is where it's going to get good. If it runs, and if it runs well. And right now it's okay. It's not perfect. I would expect an older game like this to be running much better on my modern PC. This is a bit of a ranty video. I'm kind of just letting the thoughts flow out of my head. As always, I don't script this stuff. It's just what I've been thinking about over the past few days. Can I have that first aid kit? Yeah, thank you. We're just going to see so much more of this. This isn't the end of it. This is the start of it. We're going to see so many mod projects that are driven by AIs rather than by people. Don't get me wrong, the people are needed to kind of cross-check it and test it and make sure it works. But they're not being coded by the people. People aren't writing this code from scratch. That's the point we're at now. I know people personally who have no development or coding experience who are trying to build VR mods for their favorite games by just talking to the AI tool of choice for them. And it's working. They're able to do it, but they don't understand what that code means or, you know, what it's really doing. They're just asking it to iterate on the results it keeps giving them. It's a really interesting workflow if you think about it. Like, I don't understand this, but the results are looking good. So, I'm just going to keep telling you to do what you're doing. And I'm going to tell you where the problems are. Oh, shit! Oh, this is very cool. Now we're into this bit. You're dead, mate. You don't need anything. Alright, anyone else out here? Anyone else out here? Probably. I was about to say probably not. But there clearly was someone else out here. Who's that now? How many of you guys are there? And what's my slow-mo button? Okay, don't know if you can see this, but all of a sudden, the frame rate has tanked. Going through that little section of fighting has led me here, and now it's like a slideshow. If this looks bad to you on the screen, feel or imagine how bad this feels inside the headset. This feels rough. Yeah, loaded back up, and it is just dead now. In fact, it is actually worse now than it was before. Maybe closing the game and restarting it? Interesting. Closing the game and restarting it seems to have worked. So, again, there's something going on in the background here whereby it kind of stopped being very performative for some reason, and then I could only fix it by shutting it all back down and starting again. I think, in summary... Whoa! Ugh. In summary, it's really cool that stuff like this is possible now and so easily attainable. But it's also a negative that it's so easily obtainable, because I've lived through years of really well-crafted, lovingly crafted VR experiences from teams like Team B, who have put everything they have into building these amazing VR experiences that are tested rigorously and developed in a way that means when we get hold of them, they're just these amazing, like, tight, native feeling VR experiences. And now we're getting VR mods like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 every week, but they're just not going to be to that same standard. Some will end up getting there because they'll be picked up by people and developed and developed and developed until they're great. Others will be released in this state and they'll stay in that state. We're just entering into a world where things are... The level of quality isn't going to be as consistent as before. And I think realistically sometimes some of these things are just going to be outright broken and will probably never be fixed. But what do you think? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? We're going to have more experiences, more choice, and some of them will end up being very good. Oh my god, look at that. Is that a good trade-off? Would you prefer to have all that additional choice, knowing that some of these aren't going to be great? Oh, where do I go? Over here? As opposed to just having a few VR mods each year, but they're really well built and lovingly crafted. I just want to shoot this gun like one time and then I can stop playing, because this gun looks like a lot of fun. It's big. I don't even know if it's a shotgun or a machine. I don't know what it is. Hello. Oh, it's a machine gun. Oh, holy hell. Really do not know what my like slow-mo activation button is. I activated it earlier accidentally. Right, I think I figured it out. I think it's left trigger, and then we'll be able to wrap this video up after I've done some slow-mo Max Payne Matrix shooting at people. Armor, gun, very nice. Right, here we go. Oh, I absolutely wrecked them. That was so much fun. That was so cool. I really hope this gets picked up by someone that really wants to kind of develop it into something a little bit more fleshed out. I do get the impression that the current creator, not super interested in fixing everyone's problems or doing anything like that. And that's fine. If that's what they want to do, absolutely fine. But I think there is huge potential here. Whoa! For something pretty performative and awesome to come from this. It would be a shame... Ah, I died. It would be a real shame if it just didn't reach its full potential and wasn't able to be played by more people in a more performative state. So I will hold my breath and hope that it does continue to progress and eventually gets to the level of quality that I think it can get to. Right, hopefully you've enjoyed this very ranty video. Not really sure what I've said, but I've said a lot of things. I will try to edit it into something cohesive. F.E.A.R VR is technically available right now, but it still needs some work, in my opinion. Oh, bloody hell. Before I would say it's worth jumping into and downloading. Because for me, I'm still encountering too many frame drops, too many crashes, and just too many issues in terms of the polish not quite being there. Take care, everyone. I'll see you in like a day for the next vibe-coded AI VR mod. I'm sure there'll be another one any second now. Take care of yourselves. Yep, look at that. The performance is tanking again. Peace out. See you later.